He made a video about Melty Blood getting into Evo the first time. I was at this Evo too. It's very funny that one of my main goals in fighting games is winning Evo. I remember at this time, I basically did not give a fuck about Evo at all. I was like, who the fuck is trying to go to West Coast for fun? And I was like, I guess I'll go if they add Melty Blood as a main game. But if not, I'm never going to go to West Coast. And then they literally added it like 2 months later.
It's been forever since Melty took place in Evo in 2010. Around that time, Melty had its time to shine in one of the biggest fighting game events as a main game. Getting there as a top 8 player was quite an experience. I don't know if I ever shared or documented it somewhere.
This is like old school YouTube, bro. This is the definition of old school YouTube.
Before we do, though, let's go back in time.
I was gonna say like and subscribe.
Street Fighter,
My brain is rotten.
Literally revived the fighting game genre, finished its first run at Evo, and more fighting games like Tatsunoko vs. Capcom and Tekken 6 were released. There were 6 games that would need to be chosen for 2010, and long-running games from past Evos, games like Street Fighter Third Strike, BlazBlue, Soul Calibur, King of Fighters, and Capcom vs. SNK.
Bro, let me tell you how sad I was that there was no BBCT at Evo 2010. I was so... If there was a time to steal an Evo... You know, Martin stole an Evo. Sometimes we talk about stealing Evo. I mean, Martin's a legitimate Evo champion, of course. He won TVC. But when people say, like... Especially, like, people who've been around in the community for a while, when people say stealing Evo, it's always one of two things. It's either a game has been out for a little while, and you find some bullshit, and you just meme the win, which, I mean, is valid, right? That's the Viscont. Or the game is, like... They do one more Evo after the majority of high-level players in the community move to another game. And then someone does that. I'll let you pick what game that has happened in. I won't say it. I'll let you pick. But it's definitely happened. It's definitely happened recently. So those are the 2 steals. I mean, of course, you literally won. But this is just some shit that, like, some long-time players talk about.
Community fans of Melty Blood actually ran side tournaments on the side. My memory calls a time.
Side tournaments on the side. No bathroom, you fuckheads. Stop.
What's wrong with you?
Stop.
I took part in it as well. We ran our Melty Blood tournament. Money matches were had, and we had a good time. For me, this was my last hurrah for Melty. Guess I can play it as an IRC netplay game for kicks from this point on. That was until in 2008, Melty Blood Actress Again was released in Japanese arcades. So, we did what we usually did. Watch videos posted from Japanese arcades.
Yep.
Theory crafting as we see fit. I was lucky enough that Arcade Infinity, my local arcade at the time, rest in peace by the way, got an actual Actress Again Naomi board. So
I was lucky too. There was one in Philly too, so I got to play pretty early.
I enjoyed playing it as much as I could in the arcade settings. And in September 2009, a couple of months after Evo 2009 ended, Actress Again was released on the PS2. I obtained a copy, as well as others players in the US, and we ate it up. Which brings us back to Evo.
Yes, sir.
It was decided in January 2010 that the last game would be decided via a player choice poll.
It's not localized. I have it too. I actually have... let me grab it. I always have Melty Blood in arm's reach. So he had the normal one. I got the fucking esports. I got the esports one. Esports, electronic sports. Look how thick this game is, bro.
And for some reason, Melty Blood Actress Again was included amongst those classics. Clearly, Melty Blood wouldn't win.
Yeah, this shit got me so sad, dude. But in hindsight, I might not even be here if BB was there and I fucking won BB. I just stole it, you know? One thing about the Evo winning discussion is I feel like people unfairly like distribute the wins, kinda. Where like some people are like, this shit doesn't count, or it was too long ago. But then other people like who's won multiple were all like super old and like no one says shit. I don't know.
Over games like
who gives a fuck? I guess
Third Strike.
Who gives a fuck?
King of Fighters, would it?
Let's go. This is from Facebook, right? I was so hyped when I saw this, dude. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I remember when Melty Blood won. Yeah, but I was at my boy Stickbug's house in like a guest room, and it was dark, and like my phone was blowing up because people were like, "Melty Blood got it," and I was like, "What?" So I looked on Facebook and they had the screenshot of like what games got in and shit. And when I looked at it, I was like, not only was I happy, I was like, you know what, man? We don't need another year of fucking Third Strike, bro. That shit can take a break. Like, we don't need another year of MBC2. We don't need another year of Third Strike. Boot up fucking Melty. I was so happy. I was the biggest hater, dude. Dude, people were so fucking mad. They were like, and I don't know, by the way, I don't remember what clinched it for Melty. I don't quite remember what it was. I do remember people saying, like people say this in fucking politics. They're like, because this guy is eliminated, all these people are now voting for this shit, and that's why it happened. People are like, who the fuck voted for Melty Blood? And like, no one plays Melty. And we're like, dude, that's not true.
How did Melty win in a SureYouCan.com forum?
Yes, please tell me.
On a website literally named after a Capcom's character special move. Were the votes illegitimate? Were there dupe accounts all over the internet? Why did Melty win? Of all the other games, perhaps the votes for all the Capcom games were spread too thinly between
This is my theory, by the way. This is the theory I agree with the most, is that since there's MBC2, CVS2, and Third Strike, there's very few crossover between the three games. So outside of like the high level people, so like people like Justin Wong and like Combo Fiend and people like that, like I think it's just people were split and you could only vote for one game. So like everyone who is anime, since there's no other options but Melty, they pick Melty. But then all the Capcom people, even though there's so many more of them, they have to pick like their favorite one.
Once I heard that Melty Blood hatches again. Not current code.
I wonder if he's going to mention this, and also I want to see how many views this has. This video deserves more views. Come on, this deserves more views. This video is great. It was pretty serious. There was a road to Evo for Melty. I won road to Evo that year. Like people were traveling. It's the first time I went to final round. It's the first time I left the Northeast for a video game. Is Melty. Yeah. Yep. I went to Atlanta by myself. I flew to Birmingham, Alabama, where fucking Doran2K and Shinobi, who runs Climax of Night, are from. And they were like, yeah, we'll pick you up. And they picked me up from Birmingham, Alabama airport. I literally don't remember what this airport looks like. I just remember getting into a gold Chevy Malibu. Okay. And driving 2 hours to Atlanta. And this story I've told on stream before, but if you're watching on LK Chronicles, you have not heard this story. But Doran goes to a gas station in God knows where, and he's like, I'll be right back, okay? Just sit tight. And I'm like, all right. So I'm just sitting there. And to my surprise, a bald white male approaches the car and is like, fucking knocking on the window. It's going like, boy, open up. What are you doing? Open up. And I'm just sitting there like, and then Doran just fucking is like, yo, get the fuck away from there. What the fuck? If you don't know, Doran's a big dude. He's like a 6'2" military person. He's a big guy. If you were considering to do some malicious activities in public and you saw Doran walking your way, you might consider doing that activity. That's how he's kind of built. I might have that now, but I was soft and pudgy back then. There's no way you're fucking scared of me back then. You might not even be scared of me now. Fuck now. So if you're not scared of me now, imagine me back then, right? Then he gets back in the car. We go flying to fucking Atlanta for the first time, and then I experienced the pleasure of playing in a crowd where you're not from for the first time, and I did not know that was going to be my whole life after that, because it was my entire fighting game career after that tour. I remember at that tournament I was like, man, that shit was crazy. Everyone was yelling at me and shit. Now I'm like, it's just another day in the life. But I remember at that tournament I was like, dude, why is everyone yelling at me and shit? Going like, whoo! I was like, where are the owls, bro? That was like the Atlanta heckling. They go, whoo, 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 like that. And I was like, bro, who's the fuck? Where's Hedwig, bro? Shut up. Please. If only I knew. Now I know.
For the tournament itself, there are about 150 people roughly that entered.
Ooh, who's in this? And it looks like it's in order of seeding, kinda. It looks like it's in order of seeding because Pool 2 is Brandino. He's, at least from my perspective, the best player in that pool for free. Jeff M is a toss up. Obviously, Numaki's in that. Choco, I actually don't know how good he is right there. And yeah, Zara is definitely the best player in pool 3. The only person comparable is Kusanagi. Kusanagi upset a bunch of people too. And then pool 4, this is seeded pretty fairly. And then I don't remember why Juna didn't go. And I do remember why. I actually don't remember why Tom Berry didn't go. Doran said he didn't want to play.
Tournament at the time. A couple people from Japan, people from the East Coast, NorCal, SoCal,
East
some
Coast,
people
baby.
from the Middle Coast, came down to.
East Coast, baby.
But that doesn't mean it was going to be easy to get out of pools. And when it came to Friday, the day of the tournament, the first person I remember had to fight was Brandito, who was using
Recorded?
FCL. This was honestly the first time I fought her, like ever. So I was not used to her flicker punch gimmicks.
Yeah, if you haven't bought this character, nah, it's not happening. You need experience against the character. She's kind of memes in this version.
And like
kind of
her
memes to
throw
understand
gimmicks and such.
Yeah.
And yeah, it didn't turn
Extremely East Coast character, by the way. Very East Coast character.
out too well. I was quickly taken to losers in the first round. So immediately, I was faced with the dilemma that I had to fight my way up the losers pools.
You might remember this. I don't think there might be a clip of it, but this is from the online Evo first drive of like when I lost out of pools, I started baby raging about how winning Evo is about not losing. That's like that thing has been there forever. Like when people lose, like you're like F. Like now this shit got incredibly hard. If you're a person who thinks you have a good run in you and you lose early, then you're like fuck. You're just like, oh my god.
And then after that, I had to fight against Kaoblas, who was a Len player. I almost lost him too, because for those who may or may not know, Len has a
It's very
JTC,
annoying.
which vortexes onto itself. I remember I had to change my strategy to just keep that damn cat away with using my stuffed food, all of my bentos, lots of EX dusts.
Yeah, a thing about this game is that anti-airing is not easy. And the game doesn't actually encourage you to anti-air, so you usually only see like very high level players doing actual anti-airs or strategy to anti-air and stuff. And at this time, because you're saying it's Evo 2010, it's competitive, but the level's not high. But it is competitive. People are trying to get better and get like the edge and stuff. I would say probably like the peak of people being really good is like 2012, before like the people to stop playing and like I just farmed for a couple years,
And Nas. I remember Nas.
Oh, he played Nas.
It was a battle for top 8. He
played Nas for top 8?
Before I got up there.
Yo, Nas? Oh my god, I wish Nas made top 8, bro. Don't tell me that. UPS Nas. I used to call him UPS Nas because he always plays like the brown, like legit like brown uniform color. I'm like, dude. He's like, it's the UPS color. I'm like, what is hype about that?
I'd have to say,
I fucking love Nas,
opinion, bro. Sorry. Thankfully for me, I actually had my personal friends watching me to provide moral support. And one of my friends even recorded the match. So, I get to watch it again for all eternity.
Yeah, see, he plays the brown color.
Yeah, it took me 2 games to finally find out how to face him. Find out which moves were unblockable, how to get around the normals.
That shit a little slop. I'm keep it real.
The win with doing the Hisui-duken while Ryogi was in the air. And when I got the victory, the angry scream. He just wailed out there, just forever ingrained into my mind.
Pain. Oh, he's tight.
Not only because it's a funny memory, but also I made it.
Pain,
I
dude.
made top.
Nas, no, no, dude. Oh, I'm sad.
And Sunday was pretty surreal. Before the doors opened, I was outside pacing around and worrying. A chat with Kaoblas helped soothe my nerves a little, but not by much. At 10 a.m., they let the top 8 players enter first.
8 a.m.
I saw Spooky briefly, but yeah, eventually the top 8, sat near the main stage. Off to the side, actually. I was glad to see Shay and HF Blade too. old friends of mine from SoCal, since we came from the same training grounds. When the audience for MBAA entered and sat down, we all saw Melty on the big projector screen.
Wait.
And we all
Who's top 8? Garu, me, Kusanagi, Brandino, I say HF, Shit, Numaki. There's one person missing. It's not an East Coast person. Oh, Yat. That's correct. Yes. Yeah, there's definitely no one else in my pool that cleared Yat.
Not only that, but Red Rapper was doing mixtapes for each of the top 8 games before final.
So I ran into Red Rapper at Combo Breaker. I ran into him 2 different times. One time he said, "What's up, other person?" I just let him cook. And then 2 days later, somewhere else, like at the bar, he goes, "Man, you look like Lord Knight. That's crazy." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess that is crazy, man. What's up?" He goes, "No, man, you enjoyed the tournament?" I was like, "Yep." I just ran with it for like 40 minutes until like someone's like, "Yo, LK, I'm trying to get a picture." And he's like, "Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, bro, you good, bro." I don't give a fuck. I actually just like fucking with people way more.
And he even did one for Melty as well. The treatment that Evo gave us was nice. All I wanted to do was get up on stage, sit down, and play my match. And I did exactly that. I picked my main, Hisui, Simu.
You had to wait Yat? Oh no, this is my guess, not remembering this set. Also 4K for Melty, by the way. 4K for Melty. My guess is that he gets smoked by Yat. I'm sorry. Yat was a demon, dude. Yat, like, he switched to Tono, I think because someone beat him. I think it was because someone beat him with Tono. He said it was bullshit. Or he lost to somebody that he didn't respect. I forget. It's a very fighting game story. It's one of those fighting game stories I really like, of like, I lost this character, so I switched to them, or I think someone sucks, so I'm going to switch characters to beat their ass. I think it's the latter, and then he got really good, but he didn't go anywhere. But, it's the normal, like, my boy is ridiculous, that's what NorCal was doing. This character is so busted.
The actual match is recorded and posted on YouTube, so I won't go into too much match specifics. And as for how I did...
Yeah, look at his guard bar, Yeah. Dude, Bombo. Oh my god, dude. No. Toto is hype, though. I don't hate him, though. He's hype. Dumaki is from MBAC, so he's not used to dealing with this. You have to... The only reason I even knew what to do is because I also played him. Because me and my training group... We would just played like mad characters. It's kind of like now. It's really easy. Real talk, actually. Multi-Blood is so not Type Lumina. Like Cadenza Ashes again is so fucking ahead of its time. It's insane, actually, how ahead of its time this game is, and how much more respect this game deserves. You have a really free-form pressure system that you have to be really, really good to actually like take advantage of the data. Basically, to make the game like a structured game. Everything is free. Like there's very few restrictions in what you could do. And then there's also multiple modes of characters, so just a shit ton of characters you can play, and then many characters all have the same base. So just by learning Tono, you can play like half the cast. Like there's so much. But also, so he breaks the guard. This is jump cancelable, so he jump cancels.
Not that
boom,
good.
boom. Kick super. This shit's jump cancelable. ID back with fucking 2C with jab 6AA charge 6C kick. Oh! And did no damage.
And even when all is lost, when all seemed futile, I took a gamble on Wake Up. And I threw him in the corner.
You didn't wake up throwing Melty Blood? Oh my god, I'm probably flaming. I'm probably in this crowd hyper flaming him. And wake up throw a Melty Blood sucks ass.
In the heat of the moment, I knew I had to keep him there, betting it all on my EX dust to hold him down, despite knowing that the next hit would end me. I just needed to confirm that one stray hit.
Yao Ming.
Needless to say, I lost quite convincingly.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I just don't think you clear him. Yeah. So in another timeline, I play him. I play Numaki because I beat Yat. He got a hard pull, bro. He got a hard fucking pull. There's a timeline where Yat gets top 3 at this Evo too.
Eventually, ended up watching and enjoying the matches on the big screen. It was great to observe with the audience in the main hall. such things as she's like a Shay's Bimu loops with Mekisui.
This character is hype too. I learned this character because she is top tier and no one played her on East Coast. I did that a lot in older games. I guess I kind of do it in Strive too, but not to the same extent.
Kusanagi strong Alko play.
Yeah, he beat Garu.
And the endless Kohaku noises on the big screen with Garu versus Lord Knight. It was after the tournament was over, and that all 8 of us stood on the big stage.
Sag.
Looking at the crowd. The top 8 medal was placed on each of our necks. And Garu got his trophy. And then everyone cheered.
I was extremely sad. I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, I'm so young here. This is like... The first major I ever won was 6 months before this. So I'm like very, 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 very young here. And in hindsight... Even though I didn't win, I do feel good about the tournament. Like, I beat a bunch of people on the way. What haircut you got going on there? I don't have a barber haircut. Dude, once we got a Dominican barber, 10 minutes. Dude, my life changed in 2014, bro.
Desire to win was stronger than opponents, I thought. That initial loss against Brandino probably made me a stronger player. Just happened to make me pay more attention to my opponents. Speaking of everyone else, I'm not the only one who has a story in this. There were many other players who I'm sure worked hard to get there too. Top 8, for example, had some notable names who I'm sure have their own stories up to this point as well. I can only offer my own perspective on each of them. And while I was doing my own thing, all the other Melty players hosted a team.
Who the fuck beat Yat? One of 2 JP players entered for Melty. Yeah, it was just Garu and Chelsea. Yeah, but the only other thing I was playing was Blaze Blue. Kusanagi, if you're wondering, it is that Kusanagi, the one that you know from Street Fighter. It's the same one. HF Blade, I don't think plays other stuff. Brandino, I think he plays ACR right now. Yeah, I have no idea what he's up to right now. She is like commentary. He's kind of like in and out. And then there's Numaki.
There was even a dedicated Melty gathering in
this shit spelled.
Someone's hotel room gang. Play Melty.
Too many humans, dude.
And probably even have some money matches. It was quite the gamer room, I must say.
I will say it was a bedroom.
I even
look, Caesars. None of this bathroom bullshit, please.
Saw them gather a group picture, which I did see at the time. I wish I joined them at that moment. I guess I was too embarrassed for some reason.
Look. Put on your 140p glasses. I'm right here. I'm right here next to Toph. I'm kidding. That's not Toph. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I guess I was too embarrassed for some reason. It is what it is, though. And that's how Melty beat Capcom at EVO 2010, and how the Melty community gave it their all, and how
great video
odds I got on that top 8 stage. There is also the bit of that Hisui pride that drives me, and the fact that I never really stopped playing Melty Blood at the time. And then looking back as well, you know what? I feel I was a top Hisui player at the time. I got top 8s at several West Coasts. I got top 8 at EVO. I even went to final round. Like, I got top 8 there.
You got top 8 here? I remember, because I totally forgot this had happened. I beat Garu to qualify. Dude, I definitely had a period where I was like, dude, they rigging the shit against me, bro. Like, what is going on? And then I just came to accept. I was like, all right, if it's hard, it's hard. If it's easy, it's easy. And plus, do you really want to win a tournament and it's easy, you know? No, not really. You know, so I kind of stopped complaining about that shit.
Call it extreme burnout, if you will, but I feel that I've spent so much time highlighting everyone else that I've sort of neglected myself. I've been wanting to tell my stories for a while now, so I hope this video is a good path forward for my channel, and for me.
Yay, Nubaki. Great video. Great video. Streets love this. It's also nice to just hear different people's perspectives, right? Because, like, I mean, the only perspective I have of this tournament is mine. So it's like, oh, I went in, I won Road to Evo's top seed, I had to play Yat. I was like, who the fuck is this? This dude's kicking me 18 times, and then I pop off when I win, because I'm fucking sweating my ass off. Then I have a rivalry match-ish, because I had to play Brandino, but I cleared that, because I was like, bro, I play Zor. I think this is GG's. And then Kusanagi beat Garu, and I cleared Kusanagi, and I was like, dude, I'm winning this shit? And then, no, I'm not winning this shit. I'm not winning this shit. Is Melty your favorite fighting game franchise? I don't think I have a favorite franchise, because like maybe Melty's one. Maybe it might be Melty though, because I think when I think about Melty, like I like Mbek overall, and then I like PS2 Actress Again, and I'm not a huge fan of CC, but I definitely like CC more than Ultimax for sure. So even if I like Persona 4 Arena 1 more than probably these Melty games besides Mbek, I definitely like Mbek, MBAA, and MBA CC more than Persona 4 Arena Vanilla and Ultimax combined. Because Ultimax lowers the stocks a lot, because for various reasons. So it might be Melty, honestly. It's either Melty or BB for favorite franchise, and then probably favorite overall game is Persona 4 Arena Vanilla, I think, probably. Great video. Shouts to Numaki.